Welcome at last to the Universe Streams channel. I'm Anna. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, and for supporting and helping this channel. A huge thank you to you, my dears. Today, let's look at the key moments of June. June is interesting. On the 21st, we will have the solstice. What else will we have? Well, Mercury's retrograde loop will begin on June 13th. Mercury itself will turn retrograde at the end of June, of course, but the loop will already begin in the middle, on the 13th. So we will be returning to some issue, and we'll see what you have by that time. Today, there will be a tarot and oracle reading. We'll take a look. I took the doors deck. Let's see what keys you have, what key moments there are, what they will be connected with for you. I'm pulling your significator. It will reveal you here and now, at the moment when you're watching. Let's take a look at you. Well, you said no to some things and yes to others. There's an interesting story here. Yes. Maybe you even gave yourself a gift of some sort. Maybe you asked someone for money. This is really interesting. Let's just reveal it. But it's a good card. It shows you in a harmonious position. Maybe someone helped you, or maybe you helped yourself, or you helped someone else. But it's harmonious. You got 2 sixes. And harmonious. Some kind of harmonious changes. Look, you yourself started some kind of harmonious changes. Often, other people are involved here. Either you are helping someone, or maybe you are communicating with someone at a distance. The card doesn't specify that here. Maybe it's about changes. These are very important changes for you, and you even deny yourself something for the sake of these changes. Maybe someone is denying themselves something for the sake of their children. For something. For some kind of trip, by the way. Maybe you're booking a trip. Yes, that's what the card shows here. It may show that you are either considering a trip, have bought one, or are planning one. But in general, this card simply means changes. And changes that are harmonious and for the better. It's just that this sword card may indicate that it's emotionally difficult for you. Still, among the swords, from the sword deck, yes. Oh, from the sword cards, this one is the most favorable. It's nerve-wracking. It's always exciting for us to make a change. And for this, you are ready. You are ready to give something up or ask someone to help you. For example, for this. But if you are the one asking here, yes, then you could, for instance, turn to some specialist. Yes, maybe even online to someone. Yes, to some service so that they can help you do something. Yes, to pick something out for you. But if someone is asking you for something, asking, yes, has asked, then here you were choosing, of course, whether to refuse something. I can't quite figure out 2 good cards yet. How they will still show you. You are definitely refusing something. Look. This is a card of the past. You are making some kind of wise decision here. But for this decision, look, you have to give something up. Maybe it's your resource. Money, for example. You really have to pay someone. Or buy tickets. Well, I don't know, for the kids, for example. Yes, like giving a gift to the kids, buying tickets, going somewhere. For example. Or for yourself. In order to have some good changes, you need to give up some resource. This is a wise decision. Because the hermit, after all, he often keeps some kind of fasting. That is, he gives up something. By the way, maybe someone gave up some unhealthy food or some habits for the sake of their health. Difficult ones. But that's the past. It's always the past. Because this is a card about the past. But for what? For a wise decision. For improvement. For improvement. This card always says that. For improvement. For harmony. Maybe I should quit. I'm not working right now. But, for example, I'll go for the sake of the old man. Sometimes this also means the old man. For the sake of the old man, I'll go visit my parents, for example. Or for my old age, I'll start saving part of my resources and limit myself a little. In general, for the sake of some wise decision. But if you are the wise old man here, then most likely you are here as a helper. But we're looking at your significator. By the way, it doesn't matter how old you are. You know how to give something up. Maybe part of your resources. And this first card still shows you as a helper. I was doubting it here, doubting it. But it still shows you as a helper. Well, yes, maybe you even borrowed or asked someone, for example, I don't know, for a loan or for help. Maybe you asked a specialist for help, yes. But again, here you come out as the wise one, and you still manage to turn this into some kind of harmonious situation. Negotiations. Maybe you're looking for some information. Maybe you have to give something up for this. Okay, let's keep looking. Well, here the card just shows something a bit difficult. Well, this is a swords card, like a knife in the back. Something in the past also shows like there was a stab in the back. And, well, a sword card. Maybe these are some negative people who treated you badly, didn't pay you money, yes, I don't know, or something else. Because the first card was a Pentacles card after all. Yes. Or sometimes it's something inside us, because this card also says that you don't really like to ask for help. Well, like a wise person. And this card says that you don't really like to ask for help. And most likely, you might refuse for the sake of someone else. And this card then says that the feeling is like, well, who else will do it except me? Who else would do it this way? Of course. It's negative. These are thoughts. After all, swords cards came up. Well, this card also says that after all, some situation stabbed you in the back, and you have to think about it. You have to think about it. Well, I understand. For example, moms with kids, with little ones, yes, or with people who are immature. Let's say that adults can also be immature, just like little children. And besides you, no one will help them, right? Or no one will take responsibility except you. Is that correct? And maybe you just think about them like, I'm the most mature, the wisest one here. Sometimes even children, yes, take responsibility for their parents. But still, it's a negative thought, that it seems like no one will help. But yes, something happened to you here. But look, you've changed. You've already changed. Changed? Think again. Reflect. Whether to give something up or not to give something up. Look, you're constantly studying information or talking to someone, and you're always thinking, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I think something will still change for you. Although the right decisions have already been made, you are still in some kind of contemplation, or maybe there really are some immature people around you. To take it or not to take it, you're thinking about something, yes. Here, you see, there's also a nun, and the hermit often shows monks too, like I told you, yes. It doesn't mean you're a monk, it's just about refusing something. I know how to give something up for a good purpose, yes. She is also thinking about whether to take the child or not. Someone left the child, or someone, like a child, left something behind and can't do something. Or maybe she's wondering if she should take on extra responsibility, whether to take this creation home. Because it could be about opening something for children, a project, a business, or some new responsibility. Whether to take it on or not, you're thinking it over. By the way, the card can also talk about roads. We're thinking about it. This card is about roads. This one can also mean roads, and again, the card of children comes up. Still, there are some childish people around you, or maybe actual children. Children at work, maybe your clients, or maybe you're going as an assistant to someone, are you? This is also a card of the past. Again, yes, you're thinking here about the people you know, about your interests, your hobbies.
Kayaknya
What is this? I want to achieve my goal, you know, how to reach it harmoniously, so I'm putting it out here. You have the Queens of Wands showing up, and you've already done something. By the way, you've already received some kind of gift. Maybe you bought something, or got something nice, some kind of present. You know how to achieve your goal because you've reached it more than once, but for some reason you're hesitating, wondering why. Oh, plans are changing. That's the first thing. Plans are changing. The card is reversed. Look, you're checking again, looking over your old actions, reviewing your old plans. That's it. You're checking your plans. Because there's still some anxiety left. You still feel anxious, maybe about changes or a trip. Will it work out or not? And I don't see that you've completely changed them yet, but you're thinking about it. But I don't understand why you're only thinking about it, just thinking. Because probably there are other people involved here after all. That's what the first card says. That other people might be involved, and they're more immature than you. You come across as the more mature person here, even if someone else is watching. Yes, there's something going on with the parents. Some kind of situation. Maybe just elderly parents. Yes, like they've become like children. They can't even go to the store by themselves anymore or something like that. Or earn money themselves. Yes, you must help and sacrifice for spiritual reasons or goals. The hermit often acts for spiritual purposes, even if it's a personal spiritual goal. How to treat yourself emotionally and spiritually, maybe. Yes. Sometimes it's even an emotional goal. It's just about making yourself happy in the future, relaxing. That's an emotional attitude toward yourself. Go, I don't know, to the opera, to the theater. Well, depending on what you like. To travel somewhere, to some places. Maybe something from the past, some places. To your loved ones. Look, it's about searching. Well, you are giving something up for a reason, to find genuine feelings, or genuine love for yourself, or genuine feelings from some loved ones. Definitely loved ones. Like dried up earth. And for the sake of future happiness, I'm ready now, well, to put something off. Some plans, probably, after all. You're rethinking your plans, right? Well, maybe buying some gifts. I'm ready, you see. Maybe I'm ready to postpone some meeting. Or buying some gifts, a trip. I'm ready to postpone something else too. For the sake of the future, it's happening right now. Well, there are genuine feelings here. You know, in general, you're experiencing some kind of spiritual growth, either for yourself or for your loved ones, for the sake of the future. Thank you. Well, here it is. This future. Stability, comfort. Maybe it's that safety net we talked about. That's the Four of Pentacles coming up. Yes, I'm saving now, so that later I'll have a safety net and peace of mind. I wouldn't worry, yes, or it's so my children wouldn't have to worry, or so I could have property, so that the apartment would be paid for, taken care of. Well, so that later I don't get stabbed in the back. Like this, the Five of Swords. Look, it's closing. It's sincere. You do it out of sincere motives, like taking care of immature people, or helping your parents, or yourself. I don't know. Maybe you go to some soulful or spiritual places. Maybe you even pray, as the Hermit card suggests. Yes. Well, I'll tell you what to do. This card. This is about doing, taking action. You've already done something and have already harmonized something. And for the sake of future comfort, maybe for some big purchase. By the way, you're saving up too. This card might be saying that as well. And you know why you're hesitating? Look, the Two of Swords, and on top of it comes the reversed Two of Pentacles. Will this really throw you off balance? And what do you think? You say, I'll decide. Just like I did in the past. Look, this card, you're applying it. It's a card of creativity. I'm telling you, it's about creating something new, taking a creative approach, sincere love, to teach someone something. I've already done it and untangled some knots, some situations. Look, complicated ones. Yes. Before, you have some kind of talent. There's fear there. That's what it is. Fear. And the worry that something might happen again. He says, I managed before, and I'll manage here too. And probably, if this is about money, then for you it's not such a large amount. And you hear, well, the Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. It's really not that big, not some huge amount. Because I can see from the bigger cards that you used to handle much larger amounts, and you got far more resources through your own work. Maybe you used to get good money for your work, or you achieved it. You see, like the Queen of Wands. Also, I can write here, look, such good arcana cards came up for you, the main ones. Here, the major arcana, again in the past. Yes, they show you as a wise person, and here she is, in the past. You have students here, people who learn from you in awe. Even if you don't know it, you have such people. And according to the Queen of Wands, I can immediately say that some people are surprised by you, by how you manage to do things. That is, they even wonder if it's magic. Yes. I mean, the Queen of Wands is often considered a kind of witch. How did she manage to do that? There must be some magic involved here. It's not just a coincidence. Women or whoever else. See, others can't do that. It doesn't work for them. But somehow she manages to pull it off. That's the story. Well, maybe that's why this is about you. I got a little confused with the first card. But here, it's because several people are always busy. So you can ask someone for help yourself, and even pay for help. Yes, so that someone helps you. And you can be refused. In this one, too. Do you understand what I mean? There are always several people involved here. Well, since you have the significator here, it's yours, right? Still, I think it concerns you more. They ask the Queen of Wands for things, of course, and they get upset with her because you still had to refuse. And why do you refuse? Well, you know how to refuse yourself, too. You know the reason why you refuse. It's not just for nothing. No, you absolutely don't refuse here for no reason. Well, you can ask for what reason you refuse some people. Well, maybe the wisdom here came from those kinds of blows to the back. That's one option, yes. Or, like I sincerely believed, and then I was left with limitations, or plans suddenly changed because of other people. Well, Why are you refusing? Well, you see, society doesn't bring me joy. You had some kind of community. Well, maybe, by the way, you were married to someone. There was even a wedding card here. Or maybe your husband, your children. That's the community, the Ten of Cups. For some reason, the community didn't make you happy, even though you didn't refuse it. You trusted it. Maybe you wanted to get married and for some reason it didn't happen, right? Someone also let you down. There was some kind of betrayal. Or you got married, but people changed their plans, said one thing and did another. It's like always being on a volcano, constantly living with limitations. Manipulators. Look, manipulators. Well, basically, you learned how to recognize manipulators. Yes, that's because they exist. And maybe you've even encountered magic. Yes. The Magician card came out reversed. So people could, and you saw, as a smart person, you saw that people really could do what they promised. But for some reason, they just didn't do it. And it's not just people, it's even a whole community. Yes, maybe someone encountered this at work. Or even in some, well, community. They worked, studied, lived, I don't know, in some community. But most often, of course, it's family, a group of close people. Well, there was some kind of manipulation here. Well, you learned some wisdom here and learned how to refuse manipulators. So what are they doing here? What are they doing here? They were persuading you to go. The reversed victor came up, yes. That is, to convince you to go towards their goal. So they wanted to achieve their goals at your expense. And as for your goal, of course, you know, it's like making an agreement. We're going towards one goal, yes, that's the reversed victor. They were shouting to you, come on, get in my car. We'll arrive at this happiness together. And you understood that the person could get there, yes. And even if you take some other people along, you would all reach the same goal together. But how did it actually turn out? He says the person said one thing, and in the end, maybe even the community, maybe you even persuaded someone to go in that direction, but in the end, You only arrived at that person's goal. And you weren't going there at all, right? Maybe you even helped him achieve that goal. You put in effort somewhere. That's how it was here. You can basically remove it or leave it. We've figured it out here. So, what is it showing us before June? Well, I don't know. Maybe some of you are watching this at the beginning of June. But I'm doing this before, at the end of May. There's still some time left here. We'll also have a full moon at the end of May, on the 31st. Well, the moon didn't come up here. Here, it's very clear that you will be making some kind of decision based on your actions and plans. You know exactly how to achieve it. You know exactly how, but you're thinking it over once again. Probably it's just some adjustments to your plans going on. I think it's a small adjustment to your plans. Yeah, some kind of rules. Something is turned upside down. Rules of some people. Maybe if someone, again, the beginning, the cards might be showing people, look, people can have different rules, different traditions, different customs. If it's a group of people, let's say at work, then there are some rules that don't suit you, or you want to go through all of them. Something unusual. Look, this is how it would be familiar for you. It's familiar to us, and familiar things are always easier. You can do them with your eyes closed. For example, others might do things unfamiliar or unappealing to us, or even display an attitude that seems a bit lacking in spirit. Or maybe it's someone from your family. This card can represent family property, family, homeland, ancestry, traditions. Something that's traditional for you. Yes, maybe, you can't quite do it that way, right? Just like that. You can't find something traditional or act in a way that's traditionally familiar to you. Well, for example, when it comes to health, I can't do things differently now. Yes. For example, I had surgery, and now I can't act in the traditional way. It's unusual for me, and now I have to change and do things differently. Thank you. And now I'm changing my life in a different way. It's getting better. I've already improved things with my actions. But it's still unusual for me, yes. I'm still not used to it yet. For example, when it comes to health. Well, it's just that, let's say I live at home. It's just unusual for me. Speaking of money, for example, even money transfers have started to feel unfamiliar. Yes, some things are unusual. Well, I don't really like it, or work. Some kind of non-traditional work for me. Something has changed in the family. Traditions have changed. I don't know, there's been some separation from the kids, for example, and it's like, I understand that it's for the better, but I'm still not used to it. Yes, the kids moved out. They're studying in another city, in another country. Or, for example, the parents got older. Yes. And it's unusual. Yes, I know that I'm making life better. I buy, for example, groceries and other things online. Yes. But they're really old and can't use the internet. Yes. And I understand that I'm making their life better. But it's unusual for me. So, to take on some additional responsibility? Well, if we talk in terms of the major arcana, the changes are still for the better. They're happening for you. Well, for some reason, you still want to change some plans. I don't know if you actually will, but I think you will. Because you say, I've dealt with this before. I've already dealt with something similar here. Yes. Let's say it's similar. But still, something here feels unusual. A little bit, things are going their way. At least things have improved. But you still haven't gotten used to the new reality yet. That's how I'd put it. Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it will be in that case, too. What will the key points be? June for you. The beginning, let's put it this way. The beginning of June, what it gives you. A favorable opportunity to get some resources. It gives you a valuable chance. Well, someone will get money. Someone will get chances, opportunities. Well, maybe for some of you, a child will pass their exams. That's good, yes, standing with a book. Maybe you'll get used to it, yes. You'll gain some valuable knowledge, and something will become familiar to you. And this will give you some real material opportunities. Let's talk about material things, starting with health. because we have a physical body, for example, healing your body. If someone, are you planning something about this? To change, yes. Someone wants to heal their financial resources, find a job, a chance, I don't know. To pass exams, to heal? Well, it always affects material things, money, purchases. Let's continue. It's a very good card. The beginning is just gorgeous. Oh. Well, it didn't flip over. It didn't flip over. Let's see what fell. The Chariot. You either get a chance to go somewhere or, to align these goals. Yes, some kind of path. Here it is. Another card fell out. I didn't see it, but it was lying right on my feet. Yes. To fulfill your wishes. Remember, we had the reverse Chariot from another deck, where it turned out that other people were fulfilling their wishes, and you could lose your own wish, right? You took a wrong turn somewhere, but here, the Chariot gives you the Nine of Water, the opportunity to take things into your own hands, to take control. At the beginning of the month, you have a very good chance. I think you will decide to go for it after all. Yes, and before June, I think you will make your decision here. Some kind of story with a small change. Well, I think you will even receive some information. This card, whether it's a trip or a change, well, it makes you a winner. You only get a chance to work, this card here, for your own victory. Maybe go somewhere, achieve your goal, coordinate, make an agreement so that you win, so that it's not just someone else who gets everything. Well, here it is. You have a chance, after all. Nine of Water. Then you also see desire, dreams, happiness. Use your willpower. You'll still need it here. Well, for example, if it's about health, willpower. In finances, willpower to go to work, probably. Or to negotiate, to discuss. Are we going here or are we going there, right? So, how much are you going to pay me? In general, at the beginning of the month, if someone owes you money, by the way, I'm telling you right away. Discuss it. Be sure to discuss it, by the way. I forgot to mention, I don't remember if I said it at the beginning. We have, the solstice. Oh yes, the solstice is coming. Litha, a Vedic holiday. Definitely. As a witch, I'm telling you, I will definitely celebrate it. I will be closing all my goals. I don't have any debtors. But I'm telling you right away, if you maybe owe something somewhere, like need to pay or something else, it's better to work something out. Even if you can't, just try to come to an arrangement. Review your contracts at the bank, go there. If you have any debtors, be sure to notify them. Notify them, because of the solstice. How do you notify them? Notify them, how? Nobly, right to their face, and say, if you don't pay back the debt, I will go here, here, and here. I will do this, this, and this, yes. So, and here there's a huge chance, a real opportunity to win. And then you can even talk about it afterward, yes. That's the kind of story you have here. Well, even if these cards hadn't come up, I would still tell you based on the solstice, if I remembered, of course. Well, you see, this flow of information started coming through, and I still remembered that the solstice is this month. So what you have here is especially about money, because pentacles are still about money, getting some money for your victory. Maybe invest this money somewhere to fulfill your wish. Buy something to make your wish come true. But the Chariot always says, well, at least a week. Yes, the Chariot is a 7. Here you need to invest somewhere. Well, at least, yes. Well, we have a month. We're only looking at a month. So in the first week, you need to invest somewhere. And maybe on the 9th, since the 9 of Water comes up here. Maybe on the 9th or 10th. Well, in this time frame, you might already get some kind of result. A victory, yes. It depends on what result each person is looking for. Maybe for someone it's to pay for something, or to buy something. And for someone else, maybe it's to get paid at work. Yes, if you were supposed to get money at work. Or if someone owes you. It's already something, because it's like reaching out your hand and taking exactly what you need. Also, people usually share here, Emotions. Emotions. Like when something worked out. Or you went somewhere, reached an agreement, and it worked out. Yes, you achieved something. And then people recognize you. They acknowledge you. People will also be happy for you. Let's go on and keep asking. Here is the key event. Look, it's a huge opportunity. I would even say you have a 1 in a million chance here to fulfill your wishes and dreams. Act on your own, because the 9 of Cups says so. Act on your own. What will your June be like? I don't really like this card. Let's unpack it. You'll be revisiting something, worrying again, going over it. Well, this is almost melodramatic. This card maybe will be revealing some people's mistakes now, or maybe our own, something melodramatic. Well, you'll be reconsidering something, your moves, possible ways out. But maybe someone will just be sharing with friends. I'm telling you, with this card there can't be a victory like that. I get what's mine, I share. Right with this card, we always share. Most likely about difficulties in the past, which you are experiencing and talking about right now. Later, you'll be telling someone how I was here, how I talked to someone like this, and you'll be sharing some melodramatic stories like that. But already in the context of victory, let's do it again. Let's reveal what you will be doing here. Well, somehow about the past. I think you'll be talking about the past. According to the repeated analysis, something was postponed, something was moved, or someone was misleading you. Be careful. Here, since people are showing up, people here might be mistaken themselves or just not know. There you go. This is also a card of reconsideration. You see, there are different cups in the box. She also talks about the world is. And did you have to think about whether to do this or to do that? Well, but here you also have to give something up, right? You can do it this way or that way. It's also kind of fulfilling wishes. But here you're caught up in illusions. You can't fulfill everything right away. You constantly have to reconsider things. Let's clarify it. What do you mean by reconsidering? You will achieve, well, let's say in the first half of June. What exactly? Karmic task, where you were not confident in yourself, felt confused, but you wanted to act of your own free will. But these are the cards. Sometimes we deceive ourselves. What if I don't succeed? What if I'm not being deceived? You know, what if people themselves are doing all that? Well, so what already?
Okay.
Karmic. Really the 8 of M, the 8 of Air. There will probably be some conversations with someone for sure. Earth card fell out. Well, yes, here it is. Here is this 2 of Earth. It's in the upright position. Right now, it's throwing you off balance, and you will really be talking about the past and telling someone about it in the first half, in the middle of June. You will be telling someone how hard it was, how difficult it was for you to set your priorities. But you will be telling it in a playful, lighthearted way, not to the extent that you actually experienced it. Maybe even now you are feeling it much more strongly. And then, well, just look. You're here, you're playing the disc. It's a victory, some agreements, a trip. It's good, listen, here's something else. Yes. So then we just go like this. Just a little bit. Just a little bit like that. People, well, that's why they think that everything comes easily and simply to you. That's it. You don't fully share how much you actually worry yourself. Well, that's it. People see you as a confident, passionate, adventurous person, as if you just easily made a decision. Well, here he is. The Knight of Fire, And here is the Queen of Fire. Look at you. But usually, the Knight of Fire returns to the past. Well, for you, it's more about sharing how your wishes came true. Like I came back, did something, went around some mountain, some fire-breathing dragons, or something like that. Some goal that I just couldn't achieve. Maybe someone will go abroad, overcome some limitations, some boundaries. Maybe some kind of limitation. Well, for example, some kind of health-related limitation. Or a financial limitation. I wasn't given money, money wasn't returned to me, or I couldn't earn it, right? Or I was limited in communication with someone. But here, I went and did it all easily. That's how it is for you, and I think you're actually more worried about it now than you will be when you talk about it later. Are you going to do anything at all? It seems more like there'll be more talking by the middle. Well, the key ones, the important ones. You will share with someone. What actions will you take? Oh, 2 cards fell out. Here you go. The World card came out. So what actions will you take according to the World card? Maybe really, with, the 6 of Fire. Look, there are 2 sixes here. Here they are. This one is also a 6. You will accomplish some goal. I think that by the middle, you will already get something. Something new will begin, you see, because it's an achievement, a celebration. So, what will you do? You will achieve, then celebrate, and finish something. Those are the actions right there. Success, recognition, your self-esteem will increase. Well, and again, of course, people will be mistaken, thinking that you are just so quick, that everything works out well for you. Although you were, well, really under some serious constraints. Even now, you are sure about something, that something might not work out for you. So, let me tell you, everything will work out for you. You'll even be sharing your success. Well, of course, there will be some stress here too. And the Chariot, it always brings victory. You see, willpower, how you need to overcome something. Earn, overcome, get yourself off the couch, go somewhere, or work something out with someone you don't really want to talk to. You see, it depends on what it is. Here you have the first part of this whole show. Let's move on. And by the way, in the Doors deck, let's clarify it now, and then we'll move on to the second one. The key point is in the second part. Let's just open it now. Let them clarify for us. Again, it's a world card. In the first one, still the key point. Look, when something is duplicated, something will come up for you. Something new will be born. Either you'll come to an agreement with someone, make peace with yourself, or really go beyond. Yes, some cycle will come to an end. And for us, on the 13th, well, if we count that as the 15th, yes, that's 2 weeks, let's say. So on the 13th, the Mercury loop will begin. Yes. Retrograde. So something will already be going retrograde there. Something you'll be dealing with. You'll come back to these conversations a few more times. Just look, here it will still be direct. So something will start here, or finish. Well, at the same time, it will both end and begin. And in the first part of June, at the start of summer, you'll be talking about this and sharing it. And you will share it quite easily. And so it will go, at the end of the month, right here at the end of the month. Now in the second part, let's say, Mercury will start to go retrograde, and it will go in the opposite direction. Here it was, moving forward, then the loop started, and then it will go back. And since it's already retrograde, you'll be talking about the past again. How interesting. Here you'll be talking about the past. Then again, you'll be telling something about the past, about the same thing. And then it will go direct, in direct motion. And can you imagine, you're here again, here in this story. Well, and the story that will be shown to us, we haven't revealed it yet. At the end of the month, yes, you'll also be talking about it. Something will be connected with it. Such an interesting topic. Interesting. But look, here you will be telling and sharing. You see, a person is sitting at the table. He's happy that he did something for himself. Yes, our desire here is still selfish. But we all have our own needs. The 9 shows up twice, too. Fulfilling our dreams and desires brings us happiness, meeting our own needs. Without this, well, we would die. We all have this. But the 9 of Cups, it's a good card. We share either information, or for example, if we've earned money, here you can get money, or gain some cool knowledge, or have your own resources. And we share this. With whom? With the dog, friends. We share with the past. The dog is from the past, to which we are attached. Because the dog also means attachment. People we are attached to. Places we are attached to. We share these places. We share our resources. We invest money there. Or we treat our friends to something. Yes, we meet up. And things like that. Look, you have your wish coming true twice and some kind of cycle. You have a really great cycle. I would say it's going to be a happy one here. I can't say that there's all that much water here in the 9 of Water, but you really achieve this with your own hands. And that's what makes it nice. It's not like, when we have to ask someone else for help. But here, we do it with our own hands. We take it into our own hands. Well, yes, maybe we have to show some willpower. That's just how life is here on Earth, yes. Let's continue. Here are some real moments. Subtitles. And Yulia for you. Oh my God, 2 cards each. Radiant, experienced. Here, look, active. And now, yes. Thank you. And here the Queen of Swords appears in the second half, experience. Well, that's something familiar already. Experience. Look, right now, it's like you have a new experience. Something unusual, but for the better. But it's unusual. And here, I think you already have some experience. As if you are an experienced person. And you share something easily. You solve some issues with ease. Because you have experience. I can't even put it any other way. Well, that's great. We also have such a court card coming up. And here's the first major arcana card, Victory. Inspiration, very high sociability, coordination of actions. So look, whatever you agree on here, where you need to put in some effort, or in actions, probably still in some actions, in movement. You'll need to do it at work, yes. This card says there is coordination and acting together here. If you sign some contracts or something else, you clearly have experience, and things will start to get easier. Things will start to get easier. Because you have experience and coordination of actions with some people, possibly. Thank you. Well, that's also overwork in the second part. But look, the 10 of Fire, that's the 10 of Wands. It also completes a certain cycle.
Переработка.
Reworking, it's hard to get anything done. Yes. But you find, look, maybe you're earning money. This is a chance here. The girl did everything, washed everything, basically redid the whole house. Well, here really someone might be at home, redoing and cleaning a lot. But you're getting another great opportunity. I would say, you know when? Right around the 21st at the solstice. Because in the middle, yes, something in the second half wraps up around the solstice. When you put all your energy into this, that's the 10 of Wands. That's when a lot of things get done at once. And you'll find an opportunity. Either you'll get paid, or you'll be able to pay for something. Someone, honestly, will work themselves to exhaustion, but they'll pay. The 10 of Fire brings the completion of something difficult for you. And immediately gives you a chance. For what? For what? For celebration? For the 3 of Water, it gives you a chance for celebration. Well, the 3 of Water often shows friends. People who are friendly. For the relief of something, it just becomes easier, less responsibility. Like, like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You get a chance with the three of water, or maybe just for a celebration. If someone has a birthday, yes. Well, who? Geminis, probably? Yes. For Cancers, too, so congratulations to you. Birthdays will start. Yes, someone will have them. Maybe your friends or relatives. Well, this is often the friends card, or people who are friendly. Yes, by the way, there could also be some celebrations here. Celebration, communication, friendship. Something lighter, like I've solved everything, quickly. I feel more energized, like I've become lighter somehow. Maybe I got some money, yes. And that's why I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I can't put it any other way. Look at what comes up. The second major arcana card. Within a month, everything here will become clear at the very least, and something new will begin. The sun, right? Continuation. Joy. Maybe really you'll spend more time outside. Well, because there's a certain lightness, right? So, joy, lightness. Look, there's also the 19th. Maybe it'll start on the 19th, not on the 21st like we read. Well, although yes, here it feels like it's the last week. But still, maybe for someone, everything will become clear starting from the 19th. It will already get easier, simpler. Enthusiasm, recognition, some kind of success, I feel it, right? Yes. And by the way, the sun also means birthdays in general. It's true, holidays, birthdays. Sometimes it even indirectly shows finances, money, financial success, but it's kind of indirect. Like I'm not holding the money in my hands, it's somewhere in my accounts, right? Something like that. Yeah, gold, because it can also indicate men among your friends, male friends. It shows children. Look, communication is easy and friendly with children. Because the sun is also the card of a child, or achieving your goal, because the sun, each of us has the sun in our horoscope, in our natal chart. Everyone has it. And that represents our ambitions. We want to achieve some kind of goal. Well, and obviously here it will either become clearer, or it will just feel freer, lighter. Well, here you receive some kind of recognition for your success. And the last card.
Чем тут?
The Four of Fire comes up. Contentment, celebration. This is also a card of festivity. Some kind of contentment. Maybe someone will go on vacation. Developers.
А,
To gather a shared harvest. There are a lot of people here too. Shows. We are always interacting with someone. Here too, it shows people. We interact with someone to gather a good harvest. Within four walls. Well, really? Someone might sort something out with real estate, and someone else might sort something out at work. Yes, we sewed together, gathered together, and distributed it. Here, if you're on your own in some way, people here share this harvest, and they all rejoice together. Let's open it. Or maybe with this same deck first. What kind of people? What kind of people? Here, next to you, at the end. And we'll also have retrograde Mercury right at the end. Here are friends, maybe some you know well, who love you, who value you, who cherish you like the sun. Yes, partnership partners. Partners will fulfill their obligations. Or, for example, in love, if you have, well, we always have people we love. Our children, husbands, dads, moms. Any partners, yes, the people we live with. Maybe, if someone had an argument, you'll make up. But then everything will become clear somehow. Easily. It will become clear easily. because everyone will be striving for it. In the Four of Wands, everyone is striving for this. Yes. Reconciliation may happen. And if these are some work or financial obligations, then the partners will fulfill their obligations. We always give in the Two of Cups. We understand that the other partner needs to be paid. You see, we once made commitments. We understand that he also contributed at work. We grew this harvest together. We did it together. Here, it all depends on what, how, and with whom you make agreements. With other people who understand you. Maybe, even if they didn't understand before, somehow it will become clear in the end after all. By whom? Thank you. Well, let's ask. If there is any misunderstanding, because here, it could be interpreted in two ways. If there is any misunderstanding, then discussing the goals will, and sharing your vision for the future, like, this is what I want. And people will also say, well, this is what I want. Here is the discussion. This is really a card of communication and movement. Well, maybe someone will talk on the phone. Someone else will go somewhere. Well, if someone makes some short trips here, maybe someone will come back somewhere, right? Some short trips to share their own vision, to somehow broaden it. Speed, activity, and multitasking. And I have to say, it will feel pretty easy. Now, if there's a somewhat difficult period here, a little bit. Well, come on, why is it a bit difficult? Well, you see, right here. But you're getting a good chance, right? So here it's like quick actions, lightness. Here the Queen of Swords appears again. Look, in the third week, the Queen of Swords appears again. There seems to be much to do and many conversations. You see, there are some worries, some uncertainties. There's, fog. Yes, some kind of haze. About doors, about directions, about actions. Arguments may arise, yes. Controversial issues may come up. Some actions may even seem pointless, like wasted effort. But we can see that you will finish it. We are just revealing it. It's just a 5, yes. But here it's already a 10. You will finish it anyway. But maybe it will be harder to come to an agreement with someone. Discuss it, and then it will become easier. Here it is. That's when the ease comes. Okay, next. Well, yes, it's a choice. The card of choice. Should I give you some advice or something? Not everything, not. With partners, I can say this. Not everything will please you, of course. But what advice should I give here? Love yourself. No one but you. This card, the Lovers, came up. It doesn't matter where. At work, in some promises at home, with relatives, or with loved ones, for example, with a man. Yes, these are male-female relationships. Love yourself. No one knows except you. It's actually even hard to explain how we need it. Sometimes we don't even understand ourselves how we need to love ourselves. Yes, because sometimes there can be pointless hassle here. We haven't loved ourselves enough. We've worn ourselves out at work, with all the things we have to do. Or in some pointless arguments, arguing for no reason. We try to change someone, but the person doesn't want that. They just don't want to change. They just won't, no matter what. Well, then just love. Even if, let's say, someone doesn't want to. Or something just isn't working out, it's not working. But we keep forcing ourselves. Forcing ourselves. Here they say, of course, the choice will be about yourself. To work through something, I'm asking about you. Well, most often it's some kind of professional growth. Maybe to work through something about your income. Or sometimes with education. It's learning. like when a person observes someone and learns in order to become more professional. Or maybe it's just about making money. Earnings, money, finances, putting in all the effort. And you can really wear yourself out at work here, I can say that, if you apply this. For the area of relationships, someone doesn't want to put in the work, and you kind of take on more. Well, I don't know. We have relationships, for example, with children, with parents. Well, maybe someone just can't anymore, for example, yeah. Well, whether you teach or not, whether you're a professional or not, whether you talk about it or not. Yeah, and you kind of take on more responsibility. Well, look, you take on more, but you have a lot of strength. Really, the card that came up is strength, health. By the way, someone might be working on their health. Don't push yourself too hard. If, for example, there are some exercises, remember not to forget about self-love and rest. As for earning money, well, here it came up in a very direct position. Maybe you'll be watching someone who can handle this in a healthier way. A professional. Maybe you'll even hire some kind of professional. Look, the strength card came up. You will inspire someone. And this is for you as well. You have the keys in your hands. You've already done this before, the cards say. Again, we're coming back to what you have right now. Or here it is, the chance at the beginning. It's repeating. It will be right at the start of the month. At the beginning of June, expect some kind of chance. A chance.
Chance.
I have a suspicion from these cards that you already have it right now. This key, you have it right now. Either to work on your finances, but this is often about your profession or your health. This is a major arcana card for health, for healthy relationships. But look, if someone doesn't want healthy relationships in love or with finances, or if you can't do it yourself, then hire a professional, because this is a card of profession. A professional. Look who's here! Well, this is just a tattoo salon, right? Someone who works professionally. For example, I can't do something professionally, so let a professional do it. You actually have some chances right now, but I have a feeling that you are a professional yourself. I'll ask about this again on this topic. Well, yes, a crisis manager. That's what I would call you, a crisis manager. But still, you're having some kind of crisis here with money, with your profession, with earnings, with work. And honestly, you also create crises for yourself, sorry to say. I'm asking about you. Are you a crisis manager? Well, the tower, where everything is falling apart, collapsing for people. You can actually hold it together. Maybe keep your composure, keep your head straight. You can maintain, I don't know, care for your health. Keep the tower standing. Yes, you basically can. Take on some serious responsibility. I don't know. Well, I asked about you, and it says, crisis manager? Someone who can turn ruin into something normal. Yes, to find solutions, as they say. Look, there's no way out. All the exits are on fire. The Five of Cups, when people are standing and crying, they've lost everything, their house burned down. There are no exits. I'm about to burn up myself. But this one is reversed. Look, and the crisis is reversed. The Five of Cups is reversed. Two exits open up. So you can get out from the other side, or through another window. I don't know. Maybe tie some ropes together with someone. Work something out. Call someone. The firefighters will come. They'll put up a ladder. There are exits. You can find two exits in crisis situations. You already have the key right now. That's how I feel. You have the ability to preserve and multiply right now. But of course, you need to keep yourself under control, be an emperor. Apply logic, check everything, act according to the laws, legislation, and certain rules. Because this is the card of power. The power is in your hands. But act according to the rules. Well, here. no matter how you look at it. And with state rules, or, some specific agreements, well, let's say you have a boss or someone does. Because, look, inside your own empire, you have power. Well, over your own body, you have power, right? Over your resources, money, I don't know, your job, your, what you eat, I don't know. Uh, Basically, here, all of us have some kind of empire. Cars, apartments, whatever people have. Everyone has their own, whatever they're capable of. And there is always a power above us. And when it comes to a higher authority, you need to think very seriously and logically about not losing what you have, preserving it, and acting according to the law. And if you can also go to another country, yes. And if someone here, for example, is affected by this, then, it's just like when people fly to another country and they're immediately warned about certain things. Especially if you're flying to, say, an Arab country, they warn you right away about the local laws. According to the laws, not knowing the law doesn't excuse you. For instance, you can't do certain things or you'll end up in jail. Well, we also have enough laws in our own countries where we live, right? If you want to know more, you have the key right now. Save, multiply, or maybe even acquire real estate, because the number 4 came up again, right? Or it could be about marriage with a man or with a boss, or gaining some kind of status or power over something. But here, always remember, because power is like endless karma, there are things we have power over, and there are things that higher forces or nature have power over. Well, we can't, right? Turn the sun back, or just rewind time so it goes in the other direction. That's beyond us, and we need to keep that in mind. There is this kind of power, in general, and you have power over what you are in control of. In general, something very important for you might be decided here. Oh, some man is turned upside down for me. Either he's very upset, or, well, look, if you have men you love, for some reason, some man has come up as upset. If we're talking about a negative man, then the King of Cups promises but doesn't deliver, or, tells you what you want to hear, or is an alcoholic, or an illusionist, or, well, that's the story. Well, in a positive sense, it's just an upset person, let's say, a brother, a father, husband, I don't know, a son, who's upset and can't handle it himself. You have the power. Thank you. Again, I keep getting some kind of victim connected to this man. Someone, either you or him, might manipulate, let's say, in a negative scenario, manipulate by saying, I can't do it, help me, I'm a victim, yes, do it for me, making you feel guilty. Or they could make you a victim through some emotional manipulation, like putting you on an emotional roller coaster to turn you into a victim. So, what advice do you need? Well, I got this kind of man here. What advice do you need? Even though it's hard, face the truth. Subtitles. And if these are negative, some moments, finish them, the 10 of Wands. You will have the opportunity this month. We see the 10 of Wands here. And I'll say this, somewhere, as you approach the 21st, as you approach the solstice, take a closer look in the 3rd week. There it is. Yes, you have a great chance here. For example, if this is a negative man, end it, even though it will be difficult, the 10 of Wands, but end this relationship. But if this man is dear to your heart, or, for example, I don't know, a father, a son, someone who can't do something, pull yourself together. You have the power to decide. Well, because, there are different situations. Maybe your dad is old and can't do something, or your son. Or maybe he's still young and shouldn't have to take responsibility. In general, you can handle everything yourself here. Here's another piece of advice for you. What kind? You can break free, basically. You can break free here. Take everything valuable with you, all the valuable things, but in some unconventional ways. That's how I would put it. In some unconventional ways.